you're in a very unique position that your husband
Yes.
has to kind of convince you to be in his film a second time.
Yes. Yes.
How does that work with you guys?
So we, to be honest, were both very reluctant about the idea of doing a second one because it's like, how do you sort of recreate that lightning in a bottle feeling that the first one was? And that's a lot of pressure, and like none more so on him, you know? So we were both, I mean, I will say I was being particularly snobby, and I was like, I don't want to do a sequel, you know? And then all of a sudden he pitched me out of nowhere the opening of the film. And I just remember my jaw dropping and thinking, well, I want to be in that sequence. Like, I want to do this film. And I recognize now just the investment that people have in these characters, how much mileage there is in this extraordinary world that he could expand upon. Yeah. And I think he was excited, so it's sort of infectious, you know.
Absolutely, of course. He also was very intent on the actors doing most of their own stunts.
Yeah.
Was there a moment where you were like, seriously? Like,
yeah, I mean, there was a bit in the car in the beginning where I was like, do you have loving feelings towards me at all, or like, what's happening? I knew to trust him in that moment, partly because I'd really trust my stunt woman, Lauren, who had rehearsed the thing for me for 2 weeks. Yeah. And she's so protective of me that the fact that she was like, you're fine, you're going to be fine. And the stunt driver on top of the car was like, I'm the best. So I was like, okay. Oh, but what you see in the film is the first take, because I genuinely was terrified for my life. And I remember there's a whole bear trap section.
Yes.
That was pretty rough, shooting that, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked very strenuous. One thing I really love about the second film is Evelyn is really carrying her family alone, without her husband now, and she has this, she's in so much pain, but also she's so strong the whole time. Yeah. As a mother of girls, how do you want to impart that on them and impart your strength?
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't know how I'd fare in the environment that Evelyn's put in. I think that's what I love playing about her, is I'm so full of admiration for that maternal ferocity she has. It's just terribly exciting to me, and I do relate to it in a very personal way. I think all mothers do. I think any parent does, but let's hope we're never put in the environment that she is, you know. But I mean, our biggest thing in our house is that we talk to the kids about being brave and being kind, and those are the two big ones, you know.
Yeah. You want them to grow up and be strong women, you know?
Yeah.
Especially now when we can.
Well, you can, and you should want great things for yourself, and you should have dreams with real purpose, and
absolutely.
It's a great time for women.
It really is. You said John comes in kind of like a hurricane.
He
inspiring.
Is, yeah.
Tell me about that.
I think John is like this sort of tornado of talent and ability, and he really has vision and real conviction. And so you want that confidence when you're working with someone. You want it, you know, from your leader, essentially. He's having to conduct this whole thing, and it's a massive idea and ambitious, huge action sequences. And so I think we all feel like we can lean on John, you know, it's what everybody feels. And he is a whirlwind, you know, and I think some people are like, you know, how do you keep up with him, you know? But
absolutely.
I think you need that. That's why the film is extraordinary, is because I think he is, you know.
It's so good.
Yeah.
You and actually John told a funny story recently about how when you guys first met, he flew to your premiere. 24 hours just to come. He said you were weirded out. He thought you might be.
He's crazy. He's just joking. I was like blown away.
You were? Okay.
Yes.
I wanted you to set the record straight there.
He's crazy. He's just saying that.
You were impressed, right?
Of course. I mean, that was a wow factor. I think even my mum was like, it's very nice that he did that. Very nice, you know.
He might be a keeper.
Yeah, it definitely won over Mrs. Blunt in that moment.
I love that.
It's very supportive. It's very supportive. I remember her saying that.
One thing I also read about you that I thought was hilarious, because I've done this, is when I'm actually about to move in with my boyfriend.
Good for you.
When you and John, when you kind of started to live together in LA,
you
said best to not pull up with a truck.
Yeah, don't pull up, don't inundate him with your belongings. It was sort of a gradual stuff just accumulated.
I love that.
At
Just
his
maybe
house.
a toothbrush first.
Yeah, and then gradually just like a spare change, and then, it's just how I did it. It wasn't deliberate. It just sort of is how it happened.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have been homeless in LA.
So thank God John Krasinski came through.
Yes, exactly. In every way.
In every way.
Yeah.
So I have a little fashion flashback for you.
Oh, hello. Oh, God. Some scary ones.
Two are throwbacks. The other ones are a little more recent.
Okay.
Your first red carpet.
Oh, my God. Look at me. Look at my fatty face over there. Not much of a jawline there, you see.
Okay, you're so wrong. I think you
come
look
on.
adorable.
Look at that. That's so funny.
You know who you look like there?
Who?
Katy Perry.
Do you know I've been mistaken for her?
You have?
Yeah, I had someone come. I walked into a bar once in London. Someone went, "Oh my God, it's Katy Perry." And I was like, "Nope, no."
Well, not a bad person, and now she's pregnant, so hopefully.
Listen,
We'll
she's
separate.
a knockout. I
Yeah.
think she's sort of John's secret crush.
Oh.
In some ways, just revealed too much. I know, lots of gold.
Tell me about the
Love
matching
gold.
moment.
The tuxie tux.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was one of my favorites. I had actually just done a photo shoot that day, and I wasn't going to wear this. I was going to wear something else, and I just fell in love with it. So I said to my stylist, Jessica, I just said, "Come on, we got to wear this."
It's my favorite.
She just loved it, and so I was just like, I'm going to wear a tux. And I outdid him with the bow tie, which is sort of the,
You kind of
the
did.
plan. Yeah.
Will we see you at the Met Gala this? Oh,
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.